Hello everyone, I'm Omar Steven Diaz and this is the installation and maintenance guide for our PerfectGift project. I'll walk you through the necessary steps you'll need to install and maintain said project. This guide will help provide you detailed instructions for installing and maintaining the app by covering both the setup of the front end and the back end components, as well as guidelines for regular maintenance and troubleshooting. Before we start the installation, let's make sure you meet the following requirements. You're going to want Node.js versions 14 or higher installed, NPM version 6 or higher installed, MongoDB version 4 or higher installed, a Firebase account and project setup, an OpenAI API key, and a Rapid API key for the Amazon Marketplace API. So let's get started with the backend installation. The first thing you're going to want to do is clone the GitHub repository. To do so, you'll want to open a terminal, type git cloned, and then use the link provided in our installation and maintenance guide, like so. So we'll do this and clone the repository. You may get a pop-up here saying that you'll want to log into your device, and it will approve authentication if you're already logged in, which is great. And now we've downloaded it. So now what we'll want to do is go into our backend via the cd command. If you want to double check that the files are actually there, you can type ls and see that PerfectGift is there. So you'll want to cd into PerfectGift, and then from there go into the backend. And now what we can do is npm install to actually install our dependencies. The next thing you'll want to do is set up your environment variables. You'll want to create an env file, which you can do with the env template, as you see here, in the backend root directory, and add the following environment variables. Finally, you'll want to start the server. You can right-click on backend and open in the integrated terminal, which will allow you to directly access that file. And then from there, we can type npm start. Doing so will allow us to start our server and let us know that it's running on port 5001 and our MongoDB database is connected. Now, for the front-end installation, it's much simpler now that you've completed the git clone repository. What you'll want to do is cd into the PerfectGift front-end folder, or with VSC, you can open the entire folder of the code and see it from here. You'll want to do the same thing we performed with the back end, which is open an integrated terminal in the front end and still cd into the My App folder. Once you've done so, you can do npm install to install the necessary dependencies and allow the program to function correctly. You perform the same actions in which you'll create a .env file using the .env template seen here in our project. From there, once you've completed installing everything, you can type npm start, and the program should start up. You'll see it here. One moment. And as you see, the website does start. And another thing is you can tell from the startup process that the server is starting up on port 3000 right there. Start. Now, in terms of maintenance, you can perform maintenance by ensuring regular backups of the MongoDB database and monitoring the application to make sure you can identify and resolve issues promptly. You'll also want to update dependencies regularly, and to do so, you can complete the following command. In each folder, both the backend and the front end, you'll want to type npm update, which will allow you to update all the current packages that are needed for this installation. This may take a bit of time, so do not worry. And if for whatever reason you need to remove the installed files, let's say any outdated packages, you can do npm outdated. And from there, you can do that. To maintain our project, you'll want to do regular backups to ensure that the entire database isn't lost. You can use tools like MongoDump for our MongoDB database for this purpose and perform the following command to do so. Now, you'll also want to monitor our application and check logs to regularly identify and resolve any issues that may come up. You can use tools like PM2 to manage and monitor the backend server. Another important piece of info is to make sure you update regularly your dependencies and make sure that everything is functioning correctly. You can do so by performing the npm update command, and the following will occur to make sure that every command is up to date. If something is out of date and needs to be updated for whatever reason, you can also perform the npm outdated command to make sure you know which exact dependencies are out of date. Additionally, any security updates you may need to make, such as to MongoDB or any third-party and library APIs, should be made regularly and applied to all components of the system. You also want to maintain the Firebase and regularly check it for security rules, usage, and quotas, as well as update any security rules to protect said user data. Finally, you'll want to regularly rotate your API keys for OpenAI, Rapid API, and Firebase to maintain the security as well, and update your env files with new keys to restart the server and get everything functioning again. Finally, in terms of troubleshooting, if for whatever reason you run into these common issues, such as the server not starting, the front end not loading, or the API providing errors, you can resolve the following. Make sure the MongoDB is running and is accessible, that your env file contains all the required variables, and make sure that ports 3000 and 5001 are not in use by any other applications. You'll ensure that the backend is running correctly and accessible at the specified API URL, and you can double check the browser console for any errors and resolve them. Finally, make sure that your API keys and endpoints are correct, and you can check the logs again for any detailed errors and messages and troubleshoot accordingly. For additional help and support, you can consider the following options. Refer to this document as you see here on our tools and libraries, as well as the official documentation from React, Node, etc. And you can also contact or ask for assistance regarding our project. Thank you.